Welcome to episode 17 of the Awkward Tapes. Evan's alive. Evan's back with us after a week, of being gone.
Yes, exactly.
Welcome back.
The tall man is no longer here. Yeah. You now get me.
We kicked Evan off, brought Chris on, kicked Chris off, and now Evan's back.
Chris made you all look too bad.
We kicked Evan back in.
We have a high turnover rate.
And something, I was just realizing is that we should probably start on our website, a special guest list. You know how we have meet the team kind of. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, something I wanted to start off with. I hate airsoft. I hate it. I'm never gonna do it again. I have so many I doubt the camera will be able to see this, but I have so many welts all over me.
He does.
I've got a really bad one on my neck right now.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I severely underestimated how much it would hurt.
Well, you had a teammate that wasn't so much of a teammate that...
Yeah, so shout out to... Actually, no, because I don't like them. Shout out to the guy that shot me in the back of the neck during the game because I was in the way of his shots. Now, I get it, man. If I didn't hear you, I'm sorry, but shooting me in the back of the neck... the airsoft BB literally stuck to my skin. I had to pull it off my neck. It was he was 5 feet away from me, and he was using CO2, and that shoots so much faster than the battery charged ones. You got to sneeze?
Bless you.
You got it all over me.
It's either you or Schmev. I'm sorry.
On my open wood. I'm gonna get an infection.
There's been a lot of sneezing on this podcast recently.
Very dusty season.
Anyway, when
season.
you got here, you changed shirts, and let me tell you, you look like a Dalmatian.
Yeah.
You got a lot of spots.
It was pretty rough. I was just lucky. I got to preserve my bald head. They gave me a mask as a rental, and I wore a hat, so it's all good there. Just my precious neck did not survive at all. So I hate airsoft. Not doing it. Now, shout out to my friend Brody. Thank you for showing me that. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Have you guys ever done airsoft?
Oh yeah, outdoor actually.
Really?
It's actually, you just got to wear enough layers.
That's also true.
Just
you did not.
It's fine.
I wore 2 layers though.
But long sleeves though.
You
I
gotta
did wear long sleeves.
Still?
But still, I'm telling you,
It's
it bled and
I feel like
everything.
indoors would probably be more close quarters though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Outdoor, yeah.
The thing was that the rules at this one was that you couldn't say bang. So okay, for some airsoft fields, if you're too close, 5 feet or closer, you say bang. So that way you don't have to shoot them up close. That rule did not apply here.
Oh, that's not good at all.
So that sucked. Regardless, it was from my own teammate.
It doesn't for friendly fire either, apparently.
Yeah, friendly fire is the thing. There was one guy, and I mean, I'm sorry, it was my first time doing it. I shot him in the back because I thought he was an enemy, and he went around, threw his hands up, and then the dude charged at me, and then stopped 2 feet away. I'm like, are you 12? He probably was 12. Let's be honest. But yeah,
They make 12-year-olds pretty big now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're making them
big.
different.
They be different nowadays. What are you feeding these kids?
Hey, you're still alive, and you're also still bald. Thank you guys for tuning in again. We appreciate you guys for coming back with us. But without further ado, prepare yourself for a session of awkwardness. Let's get awkward. Presley,
Let's do it.
hit us hard. I want to hear it.
Okay, well these are pretty good.
Are they?
They're not mine because as the viewers may not know this, you'll see us maybe change clothes a couple times because there's different days. But we're doing 3 back to back to back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's 21 Presley thoughts I have to come up with, 7 per episode. So for this episode, none of these are mine. They are shout out Samantha, who provided all 7, and I was like, I'm using this for this
Thank you,
entire
Samantha.
episode.
Whoever you are, we appreciate
Also,
you.
I got sent some that I might throw in too.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Schmev thoughts. Okay,
Schmev thoughts.
Nice.
here we go. Number 1. If a morgue worker dies, they'd still need to come in to work one more time.
But this time,
Without pay.
Yeah.
and then another morgue worker work on them.
That's right.
And then when they die, so forth.
More exception
The circle of life.
of death.
Wow.
Circle of
Life and death.
You ever thought about how sucky it would be to be a morgue worker, though?
I would hate
Wait,
that job.
what if your last name was Freeman?
Morgue Freeman.
Morgue Freeman.
Whoa.
You're a free man that works in a morgue. That was so stupid. Why'd I say that?
You're bald. It's
get it?
fine.
Yeah.
because that justifies you. Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Do you
Okay.
think bald
Oh my
people are
gosh.
smarter because they have more access to the brain? They can like develop.
They have more
as a-
access to the brain?
As a
no.
kid, I
Like,
used to
so-
think.
Yeah, let
better?
me just zip open my
Like,
pocket back here.
just take a book and just like soak your head in it. You just absorb the information.
Yeah, that's how that works. I'm
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, folks.
I used to think
Yeah.
that the bald people were smarter because there's more going on in their brain.
Yeah.
And when I
That's
was
what
a
I
kid,
mean.
well, I was a kid, and I thought because of the extra heat going on in the brain, their hair burnt off.
You actually hold on.
Wait, what? Wait.
I love
Actually
that.
Thought that.
I was 5.
I don't care if you were.
Oh, he
50.
was 5.
I was 5.
No,
you
that-
never thought something that stupid when you were 5.
Honestly, that seems kind of like, even though it's dumb to a certain extent, that also seems, in a weird way, almost like smart for a 5-year-old to go through the process of, oh, you know, they're thinking so much, they're using their brain so much, it like heats up, it gets hot, and then it like
Yeah.
contributes to hair loss.
Associate.
I wish that's how bald people came to be.
I would be dumb just to avoid that.
But then you would have people like
So-
Zach who pretend to be smart and they have hair and they just shave it off anyway.
So this is
Sorry,
something
a bit too
interesting.
savage.
When I was like 4 years old, now granted, my parents always told me I met no stranger. I loved talking to people,
Still
no
do.
matter what. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
still
that's mostly how I am nowadays. But when I was a kid, even more so, if you can imagine that. So I remember watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You know, the one with Johnny Depp.
Oh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Thank you, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When did that movie come out? It was around
Early
like a
2000s.
Yeah, like a
Like
really
late 90s, early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, like a really young age for me. And I remember watching that movie. You know that scene where those kids get soaked in chocolate? Okay, so I always thought that black people were like made out of chocolate, and I would always run up to them and give them a hug and say, "You survived!" Because everyone in the movie died.
What? Okay, that's worse than what he just said.
I know. I was really young, and my mom, my poor mother, would have to
So
explain this to people.
you ran up to a black person and just yelled, "You survived!"
Yes.
You did that?
It was so.
Oh my god!
Terrible.
I thought they were made out of chocolate, guys.
Did you ever try to like eat their thumb or something?
Oh gosh, no. At least I don't remember.
Got something.
Dad.
He distorted.
I don't care.
Literally everyone just
Yeah,
distorted. Should I
Chewbacca
move this
over
down?
there.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe just him.
Layton's crying a little
Yeah.
And it didn't have anything to do with like discrimination or anything. Obviously, it just as a kid at a young age, I was
Yeah,
like,
we just don't-
"You're chocolate, bro. That's awesome." Yeah, I figured
promise.
that
Next
would
thought,
take on you guys.
Presley. Next thought.
promise.
Yeah.
Next thought.
Moving on.
It's fun time.
Birthday presents are just rewards for not dying that year.
Yes,
bit. Congrats.
that's good.
You didn't
Congrats.
die. You're not in the hole. 6
Here's
feet
some
under.
socks.
Here's some
what's-
socks.
Okay, can we talk about that though?
Yeah.
Everyone enjoys getting socks
As an
now, right?
adult, I love getting socks.
I love it, especially
Yes.
when they're graphic.
All right, so Layton had to go ball his eyes out real quick, which is what it looks like. But
It's just too real for you, man.
he's a very
It's a dusty.
he has a lot of allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
hate
where
it.
were
We're here
we?
for you.
Oh,
Thank you.
let's see. We're on number 3, actually.
Okay.
If you think about it.
If you think about it, only if you think.
Only if you think about it.
Okay.
Everything
Trying to think
in the universe is either pizza or not pizza.
Oh my gosh.
He's not wrong, but he's not right either.
Favorite saying.
But you could say that about
Literally anything.
Yeah.
everything in the universe is either tacos or not tacos.
Everything in the universe is either a doorknob or not a doorknob.
Everybody,
wheel.
every single person is either bald or not bald.
Whoa.
Well,
Like,
Well,
No, every single person either has hair or is dumb.
Does.
No. I'm joking. I love you, Zach.
yeah,
Get it? Because it's bald.
I love you too.
No, yes. No, but I love Zach. He's not dumb. Just he shaved his head.
I did.
Yeah.
And once we get to 1 million subscribers, Presley is going to shave his head.
On YouTube.
And once
And-
we get to 5 million, I will shave my head.
And
Once we get to
Give it
10
to Zach.
million, Zach will grow back his hair.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I'll look like Seinfeld if he fell out and decided to become a homeless man.
Okay, but for real, your dad looks so much like Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, it's especially when he was younger.
It's just so funny to
Wow.
see the pictures and be like, wow, wait, your dad was Seinfeld.
Yeah, so the story is like my dad, when he was growing up, he had a mullet, just like Jerry Seinfeld, and they were the same age, still are. Duh. And as their hair regressed with the receding hairline, so did Jerry Seinfeld's. So they have looked exactly the same for years.
He's
It's
actually
insane.
bald now.
Jerry Seinfeld?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm going to be Jerry Seinfeld.
How in the world? How did we get to this?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was either,
know.
well, it's either pizza is, everything's pizza or nothing is pizza. Okay,
Everything is Jerry Seinfeld or not Jerry
Right.
Seinfeld.
for real.
All right, what's the next one?
We need to move on.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
No one has ever been inside an empty room.
Oh, that reminds me of the
Whoa.
mirrors thing. Like, there's no such thing as a used mirror. That
yeah.
kind of reminds me of this.
I've never thought about that. That's really cool.
And
Is there such thing as an empty room?
Yeah.
Not if you're in it.
Wait,
if you consider what is substance and
Right.
what isn't.
yeah, if you're
Well-
considering,
You had to build it.
Well-
You'd have to be on the inside to help put up the walls.
well, like if we all go out of this room and there's no person in here, will that still be an empty room?
If there's
No.
still things in it.
Right. That's my question.
And it's all defined by what we consider empty.
Well,
Right.
Like,
are you
does-
talking about from the beginning of the room's existence? Because somebody had to put these tables in here.
Well, no, not just like if it was ever empty. I just
At
mean
any
like-
point in time.
Yeah.
So the walls don't count because that's like the border. Does the paint on the wall count as being in the room?
Does the
So does the
sustenance-
air and the molecules?
Oh my!
That was a smack.
Did we just figure something out?
No.
There is no such thing as an empty room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Something's in
Wow.
it. Air's
Whoa.
in it.
Whoa.
Dust is in it.
Whoa.
What about an airtight room?
Can we? Are we?
So
are
there's
we
no
s-
such thing as empty then. Empty doesn't exist.
What
So-
about that?
Whoa.
What about
Did you hear that?
airtight rooms? Think about it. If we're not counting the substance of the walls and everything that makes up those
Yeah.
walls, because that's just the walls, and you get a room that's airtight, is there anything in it? Is that would
would
be
you
truly
count
empty?
molecules or some sort of matter
Dust.
or atoms?
I assume there wouldn't be any
What
in
if
there
you
if it's
kill
airtight.
everything?
Yeah, because everything's killed in it.
It would be dead.
That's
in
an
the
empty room.
But there would still be walls, right?
Wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, if
disappear?
we're not counting the walls, though.
This is a deep conversation.
But wouldn't you have to count the walls because that's still in the room?
Well, it's not. Nothing can be in something unless it's part of the. Well, I don't know. I feel like we're way too dumb to actually think through.
Yeah, I
this.
was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be like,
inside
this
the
sounds
room.
one of those like, oh, this is a deep thought. Then the more and more we talk about it, it's like, this is not a deep thought.
Yeah.
This is a
Well,
dumb
because
thought.
this is one. This wall right here is one wall with two sides. There's an outside that's brick. This part is a different.
There's the ceiling.
Wouldn't you say that that's inside the room? Is that what
Right.
you're trying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is inside the room. The other part of the wall is outside.
Well, even if you got rid of that, then there would be a new inside because you would keep getting.
Weird.
Oh.
There's a barrier, so there's always gonna be something in the room.
That's what I'm saying. There's always something in the room. So there's no such thing as an empty room.
So you're saying there's no such thing as empty because if you're going by,
Yeah.
so just empty itself doesn't exist. Empty is a concept.
Yes.
So, for something to be empty, it has to imply that there is something that's holding it, therefore not making it part of what's inside it.
What?
No, think about it. When I say, okay, for instance, let's just, for the sake of it, say that this water bottle would be empty if all the water was gone. For it to be empty, that would have to assume that the outer barrier of the plastic is not considered inside of it.
Yeah. Okay, that's
So the
true.
walls of this room would not count. You see what I'm saying?
There would be air.
Yeah, because for something to be empty, that would mean that the substance surrounding it is not included.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time on this. Maybe next Presley thought.
Well,
I kind of like this.
yeah, this is a good thought though.
This is kind
It
of like that
is.
time travel discussion.
Oh yeah, that was good.
It's better than left from right. My gosh.
That was
Oh,
that was
ew.
stupid.
that was dumb.
I was
oh my
right.
Gosh. No, you weren't.
We were definitely right.
No,
were
you
left.
weren't.
Also,
Yeah,
one
yeah, you were not right.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
something that will never be disclosed ever will be the first ever Presley thought that we decided
Never.
to never.
We've talked about it a few
So
times.
No, we've talked about it a lot.
And if you stuck with us since the beginning, you've probably heard us talk about it. You haven't heard us say what it is. It will never be told. But here's this. I don't know if we've told the story behind it. So
No, we definitely have.
definitely
You've
have.
given me so
Yeah.
much crap for that.
Yeah.
You
will
built up a
continue.
lot around the hype that was this Presley thought, and then when you finally got to it, we were like,
we can't say that.
Is there anything else you want to add? And you're like, no, I'm content with this comment. Then we had to edit it out.
Yep.
It's okay. We still love you. It was the first ever one. Everyone after that has been pretty dang good.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
No, let's see if the next one's
Well,
good.
yeah.
All right, let's go.
It'll
Oh
be
my
based
gosh.
off of if this is good or not. What if? What if ghosts say boo because they only haunt people they don't like, and all they do is boo them from the afterlife? So it's not to scare you, it's to show you that they think you suck.
I died, you lived, you suck. Boo.
Yeah.
But
So like they're all a bunch of angry sports fans, basically.
Yeah.
but
Just like when you mess up at like my first Presley thought, I'm surprised I didn't hear a ghost say boo.
you're actually surprised about that?
Yeah.
You think after you said that a ghost should have whispered in your ear, boo?
I think a lot of things should have happened after that was shared.
I agree. Well, hold on.
Surprised I
If
didn't get
ghosts
assaulted.
Are real. I don't think they would actually just say boo. That's a very like cartoon made up thing.
It's the
But if-
concept.
I don't know.
If-
There could be some meaning behind it.
What if instead of saying boo, it's not like boo to scare you, it's boo because I think you suck.
Okay, I actually do have something to share. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying this, but I actually learned the origin and true meaning before it became a curse word behind the S word that
Okay.
we use for like feces. And I know that that's like
Thank you
duh.
for putting that part in.
But like no,
shouldn't
there
have
is
been
a true
drinking water.
meaning behind it. And someone call me out if this isn't true, but I did read on this. So the S word,
You read up on this?
no, seriously, this is the thing. In like the 15 and 1600s, when people used to, oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Well, okay, so seriously though, when people used to travel in the 15 and 1600s by like ships, right? So like on long voyages, they used to have a way to store like compost. And so they would take up dried, feces, and they would store it at the bottom of the ship, right? So when it was down there, the moisture from the seawater would get into the bottom layer or the bottom deck of the ship, and anytime anyone went down there with a lantern, kaboom. And so they no longer could do that. So they had to store high in transit. SHIT.
Store high in transit.
That is the meaning and origin of that word. Store
Origin.
high in transit.
That's interesting.
No,
and they started putting it up higher onto the decks. And I just found that fascinating. I didn't know that.
How did you get there from ghosts saying boo?
Well, no, I was just...
Yeah,
you know what?
good point.
Ghosts saying poo?
No, that's a fair point. We were talking about like I had mentioned the origin of maybe boo does come from something. And it just reminded me of that. So I thought that was
I
cool.
mean, curse words do have origins.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that for most all of them.
Yeah.
So how did it turn into a curse word then?
I don't know. I guess people started using it in a derogatory manner because it was human feces, and they would start referring to people as that, as the SHIT, store high in transit, and so it probably just evolved from.
If I ever,
What does
like,
poo stand for?
I kind of want to use the word, but say like you store high in transit. Just say the whole thing.
Anyways, I just thought that was interesting.
That is. We should do a segment on the origin of cuss words.
Oh my!
I mean,
yes.
I know the F word. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
No, yeah.
I wonder why.
Oh, really?
Wait,
Dang.
no, I don't.
Yeah, wait.
All that.
Why would
What does that even mean?
That did not mean what I meant it to mean.
Yeah,
you,
like
you
what-
mini poo.
That did not mean what I think I thought. that
store
I
high in
implied
Yeah,
that
transit.
it
you
meant.
store high
Yeah.
in transit.
No.
Yeah, no, but it's something
Never
like
mind.
fornicating under
change the
something king or
subject
kingdom.
song.
Ba-ding. I'm gonna record that someday.
We need a okay. We've gone on this too. We need our next Presley.
Yeah,
list.
sorry.
Y'all are talkative today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go.
Nothing is ever on fire. Fire is on things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm on fire. No, fire's on you, buddy.
I'm on fire.
I'm on fire.
Fire is on
Actually,
things. Yeah, I agree with that.
Fire is on
I'd
you.
agree. Sure.
It's not the same thing as the water is wet thing.
Oh, let's not even.
Oh, don't get into that, please.
No.
Fire
is on things.
Is fire hot or does
is
fire
wet.
make things hot?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
stop.
god.
I feel like it is
No.
basically
No.
the same thing.
No.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
No.
We've
same
had this
thing.
discussion off podcast, and it
Maybe
Way too many
it
times.
never ends
You
well.
saying that was the same thing?
That's kind of the same thing as is like water wet.
Yeah.
Close.
Nothing is ever on fire. Fire is on things. Nothing.
It's like nothing's ever wet. Wet is on things.
How to divide
Wet
Wet
things
is
are-
on
All right,
things.
let's just
Water's
take that
on
out of the. Nothing is ever on fire. This isn't just fire is on things.
Yeah, fire
Yes.
starts and then it gets on something.
I agree with that. I think it's a true statement.
Fire
This
comes.
duck is not on fire. This fire is on duck.
Yes.
Why'd you
Except
say it like that?
there's nothing to do with fire in the duck.
Oh, okay. It's because of the word on. It depends on what you're thinking of on. No, it really is. Because think about it. Because either the fire is on it or it is on fire.
Depends
It
on what
depends
your
on
definition of the word
of
it
on.
is.
Layton, you need to become a physicist.
No,
Fish.
No.
I can't do that.
I think that's. Do I have another one?
Oh god.
Oh, here's one. Only attending church during Christmas and Easter is the religious equivalent of only watching sports during the playoffs.
Or like saying you're a football fan, but you just watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or when you bandwagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bandwagon.
You know what? I like that one. That one's
That's
that one's
really
that,
cool.
that one's not a Presley thought. That's Presley facts.
Oh yeah.
Get
Oh
smacked.
wait, Presley's spitting fire, but is he spitting fire or is the fire on
spitting
spit?
him? Funny.
That was hilarious.
I'm sorry.
Had the blankest face went, ha! Just, like, took it right back.
Looking like a dang goose.
That's all I got.
Dang goose.
That's all
like
you
a dang
got.
goose.
That
Language.
was good.
All right, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is
an
the
answer.
question, Schmeth?
Who out of our group is most likely to get Will Smithed? Just get slapped in the face
Wait, to
out of
get
nowhere.
Chris rocked?
No, Will Smith, because he did the
He
action.
did the act.
Who's to get smacked or do the smacking?
Get smacked by Will Smith.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is a good question.
So like
Probably me.
So to make a bald joke about his wife.
something like that.
Something
Say some
to make
bad
him
joke
mad.
or whatever to get
make
someone
him mad.
angry enough to slap him.
Is this to Will Smith himself or is this
Anyone.
just okay? 'Cause that changes things.
Anyone.
Okay. No, that's hard. I feel like death. Well. Oh, I don't.
I think it would be me.
I think it would be Leighton because
think I'd
Leighton,
say
like
something.
when it comes, and I mean this in a good way. When it comes to like your morals and things that you believe in, you're very fiery about it, and so are other people. So I could easily see you getting slapped.
That's very true. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that.
But then on the other hand, we've got some Presley
Yeah.
here, and
I could say a Presley thought and
then get smacked.
they wouldn't like it.
I think I would say something that would be like so obvious to me, like because I just really believe it, and then it would people would just be like, "No," and then they'd just like smack me in the face.
Yeah.
I can see
I'd
that.
smack you back.
And then I'd do a little duck,
A little.
a little
Little dodge.
Yeah.
little dodge.
What do you-
yeah, probably Leighton.
What do you think, Schmev?
Is this unanimous?
I was thinking me.
Oh, really? Why
I think
you?
you're like the second least.
Because I make jokes sometimes
That is true.
that some people may not like.
Yeah.
And I've made jokes before that made people pretty mad. So
I mean,
yeah.
like
yeah, I
can see
Zach
that.
told me the other day I jokingly called him an idiot and he didn't like it.
Okay, but that all right. Well, let's dig into that a little bit. That was because of something I've been I don't know where
Working
I was going with that. Something I've been working on is like I have a high need for validation, and so like when someone calls me an idiot, that's like tearing me down. And so like it had nothing to do with you. It was funny. It was a joke. It didn't hurt nobody. But for me emotionally, I felt hurt, and that's not your fault.
No.
And it's just something I gotta work on.
It is
It's not.
So that's a little
Okay.
different. But I see what you're saying.
But I changed my answer. My answer would be Leighton.
Yeah, probably like
Yeah.
I think it'd be you.
I'd say something.
Leighton
Because you
first.
do. You have strong beliefs about things.
Some
Yeah.
things.
And it's not that you really don't want to hear the other side.
Yeah.
It's just you're very firm in those beliefs.
That's how you should be.
which is
Yeah.
good.
It
Evan,
is.
I feel like you would be the least slappable person. You're very likable and
I'm very agreeable.
very agreeable
if
I
person.
would agree
on-
with that.
Thank you, Presley. If it's on something I truly believe in, then I feel like I can be like Leighton Dorm firm on something. But I'm a pretty agreeable person.
Actually, I
overall.
disagree with that.
What?
You dis.
Oh,
I don't actually wasn't listening to anything you
Presley,
said.
I'm going to
sorry.
slap you now.
gosh.
No.
no, like
I
even the
disagree
other
with that.
day we had somebody like I won't say their name, but I remember I introduced you to somebody and they had some interesting things to challenge you on as far as like our belief system.
yeah.
And I watched you handle that so well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so I'd say you'd be the least slappable, which is a good thing. It's a good thing.
I appreciate it. I won't have to worry about Will Smith coming my way.
Wow,
That's a good one.
Wow.
that is a good one.
No, that is a good one.
But what about, well, no, I don't have one.
Oh, well, thank you for, I was going to introduce something,
I
but it's-
contribute.
Go ahead, Evan. What's your cross?
Oh my god. Okay. So I have a few that I want to ask, but the first one I want to ask is, for right or wrong, for any reason, which one of us is the most likely to end up in jail? Okay, it doesn't have you may be completely innocent, but just who is most likely to end up in jail?
I would say Zach.
Yeah,
Zach, why is it
out.
you? Because you're nodding like it's you.
Is this unanimous?
It's always
know.
been me.
Shmev, you look like you're thinking of something.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could be guilty of something. You could be innocent. It could be tax fraud. It could be you murdered someone. It could be you explained the acronym SHIT.
Listen,
and,
I think it would be unintentional tax fraud
What, me?
or something like that. Something unintentional, but you couldn't prove it wasn't.
Well, today's the 15th and I still haven't done my taxes, so there's that.
Well,
Did you get an extension?
thanks.
I don't know what that is. Probably not.
Well, IRS, don't come knocking at my door.
They come busting in.
FBI, open up.
I don't know. When I get so the bad part about me is that I'm pretty easygoing for the most part, and obviously you guys know this, and very agreeable. But when it comes to like, if I ever get very emotionally distraught and I feel attacked, or like I just really get upset about something, I get very fiery and don't always use logic to my best ability, and that could definitely be something that puts me in jail. So yeah,
I could relate to that.
everyone's gonna agree with that, but I feel like Shmev has a different thought about it.
No, I do agree with that, but I
Yeah.
also just had a funny thought of just because Presley's so paranoid, he just gets like a knock at his door. It's just like they're just selling Girl Scout cookies. Boom!
Oh no!
Doesn't even hesitate.
No.
He'd probably accidentally shoot a bald eagle.
No,
not
he would
knowing
think it's a trick, and he'd be like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, there's not a real Girl
there's
Scout."
a bomb in those boxes, aren't there?
I will take
Hold
3
on.
boxes of Dozy.
He-
Don'ts!
Oh man.
No, because see, I would have a camera on the front door, so I would know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just gonna blindly shoot through the door.
Okay. Who's most likely to break a world record? And what would it be?
Leighton.
I actually almost broke a world record once.
Doing
What
what?
was it?
Record.
The paradiddles thing.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing was like you have to go to like a place and then
Make it official.
Yeah.
make it official.
Hello,
and-
Guinness?
What'd you get to, like 230?
No.
You want to explain what
almost
a
300.
paradiddle is?
Yeah.
Shmev's
A
confused.
paradiddle is a drum rudiment.
Yeah.
It's
It
an
is
exercise.
Hold
right.
on, pause. Can you explain rudiment?
It is like fundamental stickings.
A drum fundamental.
Can
you
you
ex-
explain no, I'm just
Can you
Okay,
explain the word drum?
It's a fundamental sticking pattern for
Yeah.
drummers. So, like a paradiddle for a drummer would go as such: right, left, right, left, left. Same thing as singles: right, left, or doubles: right, left. And so one day on Instagram, I had challenged Leighton to do the fastest paradiddles he could, and I did it at 210 beats per minute. And for those of you who don't know, that's pretty dang fast. And I was really proud of myself.
that's
And Leighton was like,
16th notes.
Leighton was like, I can beat that. I was like, of course you can't. I want to say a month later, he got to like 300, which is insanity.
What's the record?
Well, it depends. Like I looked up
Back
the
then.
record and it was like in the 200s. So I was like, oh, I beat it. I just need to get it like official. But then they do like different things every year at different like events and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and it's past that. It's like a little past 300 or something like that. I haven't checked on it in a long time. I'm like, I'm never gonna go to one of those
Yeah.
things. And also, it's like you have to do it for so long. And
A
I'm like,
minute.
at a point, I was just like, I want to do something else because I was so tired of playing paradiddles. I'm like, I need to get better at other things. It's not worth spending your entire life on one drum routine.
Well,
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say Leighton, and it'd be like most calories consumed in an hour.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's literally.
I'm just competitive. I think I would try to break. I want to break something. I would love to break a record.
Most pounds of cheese eaten.
Yes, like something like
Well,
that.
honestly, even just when we went to Moe's after the podcast the other day, I had gotten my food, sat down, and you were already halfway finished.
Yep.
Yeah,
The line wasn't long.
Yeah, I could
You
do
could do that, Evan. You could too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be if I tried.
You could with spicy.
foods.
I was for me it would be a
Yes.
spicy food something.
Yes.
Dude, oh, not to mention, shout out our buddy Evan here did the Blazing Challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings, and he was like, I just wish it wasn't so temperature hot. I could have eaten it so much faster.
Yeah.
Well, it was more of a challenge because you had to eat you had to eat like 10 wings in, what was it, 5 minutes? So you had
Something
30
like that,
seconds
yeah.
per wing.
Yes.
So it wasn't even that it was, I mean, it was spicy hot, but it wasn't even as much that. Just, you had to scarf your face down. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been now.
I got one.
Ooh.
Most likely, with all that's going on in the world, you never know. If we get drafted, who's most likely to be a war hero?
War hero.
Not me.
Is Zach's running the other way? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm so big. I'll get shot first.
No, except,
well,
no, I'm
kinda
going to
did
say
today.
it's not Zach, 'cause I don't know if they put him in the field because you have asthma. So.
Yeah, I would be a second tier draftee or second or third
Yeah,
or
so
something.
I would die
Lucky?
before you.
Not lucky, but yeah.
Yes, no.
Any ideas?
I
Well,
mean, it could. Is a
disability
war
for your
hero
knee.
just like you jump on a
also
grenade
pretty
for other
athletic.
people?
Purple Heart, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Sports my whole life, so I can push through pain pretty easily. I have been.
He
with
has
my
knee
knees
pain.
Not
for
after
years.
airsoft today. Let me tell you that. Golly.
Zach's like, I'm not doing that with real guns.
I don't want to get
Leighton's
shot.
Leighton's fast.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I would dodge
yes.
the bullets.
Presley's always prepared.
Yeah.
I'm
Thought out.
Combine all.
more, probably a little I don't know.
Balanced.
I mean, depends on what you mean athletic.
You probably have more endurance.
Yeah, maybe more endurance.
I don't know.
But I don't.
You could cross over some enemies. Just get a basketball. Oh, I'll tell you what. On our last thought, you could probably break the world record for Madden or on something,
That's fair.
Yeah.
dude. Like, yeah, you're insane, man. I can't. Never playing with you again.
Here's another one on the spot.
Okay.
Well, hold on. We didn't come up with an answer.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh well,
Yes,
probably.
all of us.
I guess I'll go Shmev. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to
Related.
say. I don't feel like anyone knows how we would react under that kind of pressure.
That's very
You
true.
also have to be set up for the right scenario to be
Yeah.
considered a war hero.
Why you say
So,
me?
like,
I feel like in the moment I could see you being a leader and heroic, and I could see. I mean, not that other people wouldn't be, but no, I could see you as a leader.
Yeah,
and
there's
doing
an
something like that.
army of 30,000, and there's only 30 of your men left, and you're like, we're moving forward! And you just charge in.
Yep.
or
It'd be
he's
fantastic.
got a bat and 100 leprechauns.
They're surrounding
So,
him, but he has a plan.
In reference to a
Okay,
previous
here.
podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually between these two.
Really?
Yeah, between
You don't
Presley
think
and
yourself
Leighton.
at all?
Maybe a little bit because I do have some leadership qualities that I think are pretty good.
Be a good
but
soldier.
Yeah.
I think it's more than just leadership.
I guess.
You could follow a command,
in
from
my-
someone else and be a hero.
In my current state, I don't have the athleticism. I'd be
I mean-
prepared to compensate, but
You would probably, I mean, once you actually get into battle and whatnot, they'd
they'd-
push you to the test. They'd make
they'd-
sure that you're in better shape.
put me into shape.
Have you seen Hacksaw Ridge?
Oh,
Maybe.
Andrew Garfield?
such a good movie.
No, I haven't.
He's a medic, and it's based on a true story.
Amazing.
He's a medic, and he refused to use any guns and shoot people. And so throughout this big war, he was a medic, and he would just run through this battlefield, and he'd like basically dodging bullets and just pick people up. And he tied a rope down off this like cliff, and he would move and like go down and with them on his shoulders, go down to the bottom of the cliff, get them to people to help them out. He saved so many lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went against all sorts of roles, and I mean I don't think before then you were allowed to just not have a weapon.
Well, that was the thing
right?
too in the movie to explain that they wouldn't let him get past basic training, and they were gonna even like put him in war crime, like like suing him for war crimes and stuff because he wouldn't go past basics. But eventually they passed because it was a religious thing. Yeah, but it's really cool because like you didn't let that stop him. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it.
That's my favorite war movie.
I want to see that movie. Okay, here, Presley, you give your thought, then I have one.
I forgot. No, wait, here it is. There's a couple of good options in this room, so this is why I like this. This is a little on the spot.
Oh my god! Sorry. Be blessed.
I'm sorry.
Most likely to die of allergies. No.
Leighton.
Probably me.
Yeah, Leighton.
Unless you had an asthma. That's not an allergy, is it?
It's not an allergy.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
Anyway, that's another one. Most likely to go on to be one of the next big video game champions.
Leighton.
Well,
I mean, I would.
Well, okay, if you're saying Madden, that's me.
that depends on the game.
It depends on the game, yeah.
Overall, yeah, probably Leighton.
Yeah.
But I feel like we all could if we applied ourselves.
Oh my gosh. Just hit me. Now, Leighton, we all know this. You can pick up any game and beat the snot out of us like it's nothing. But this man at Madden is best that I have. No.
Oh, I know.
Hear me out. Mark my words. This guy plays a video game better than I have seen anyone in my entire life. And that's Madden for him.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to see if you could beat him because you're so determined.
And not just like say, okay, let's play it. Like buy the next one, be as good at it as you can,
and then face
and
him.
then play me.
Okay.
Because
That'd be
I've
really
seen him
That's
play
interesting.
before. He's professional.
we need to make a Twitch channel.
Here's the only problem I had with Madden though is and I think you've said this too, like a lot of the Madden games like sometimes there's stupid like glitches, or there's just like you could have like a cheese, they call it like a cheese offense or whatever, where it's just basically bull crap. You're just like doing cheesy plays that are kind of glitchy.
A bunch of EA bloatware.
Yeah. So if that wasn't the case, then that would be very interesting.
True. Madden has a lot of issues the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Be like NBA 2K. I can't play.
I
that
can't
game.
play it anymore.
Anyways, I just had that thought.
Yeah.
Any others?
I
Anybody else?
have one.
Oh no, Leighton, you go.
go
Because
I only have like
yet.
one. But who is most likely to die first in a horror movie?
Dude, that was the one I was just about to do.
Really?
No way. I was just about to do
That's
that.
a
thought.
good one.
Man, I gotta say Zach.
Wait. I would say maybe you, if your knees gave out.
I'm gonna be a war hero, but I'm gonna die first in a horror movie.
Yeah.
No, y'all don't understand something about me though.
You're
Y'all have watched so many horror movies with me. You know, I will run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but normally the person. Well, I don't know. I no. I love
You would
man,
die
but you're just so clumsy.
And you're scared.
He would
of all
either
that.
fall over something and
The
die
most.
with the chainsaw that just happened to be on
Yeah.
or something, or like the ghost would just go after Zach because like they know that Zach just hates
No,
ghosts.
they weren't a big fan of Zach, so they just keep yelling boo at him.
Okay, here's the thing. If it
Boss
was
man.
Oh my gosh. you, Hellas. No, here's the thing. If it was a spiritual spiritual horror haunting, blah, 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 I would not die. I'm gone. Doesn't matter. If it was like a thriller or something where someone was out to, I would die. I
I can see you like running through the woods away from the haunted house, just booking it.
Do a Leighton run, like absolutely no side, like horizontal movement, just all vertical.
Like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got
Anyways.
one.
You just wouldn't stop running.
Who is most likely to be a pallbearer at someone's funeral and drop the casket? Yeah,
Me! That is so me, Evan.
Wait, has that happened?
No.
Oh my gosh, that scared
Oh my
me.
gosh.
I thought you were about to go, Evan. Do you remember that time?
No, I was just gonna say you of all people could attest out of how clumsy I am.
Yeah, I could see it.
I can see that.
Although I will say, now this is sad, but it's also funny. My grandfather, when he passed away, that dude was almost 300 pounds. We all got pretty close to dropping that thing a couple times. It was rough. It was rough.
Probably, yeah.
I've done it before.
You.
Not dropped. No. I've been a pallbearer before.
Oh, me too.
Oh.
Sadly.
It was a lot of pressure not to drop. I will say that.
Oh yeah. It always.
Because you're Everyone's thinking it.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah.
You dropped your mom's spaghetti.
You just
My palms are spaghetti.
my palms are sweat.
Yeah, you better be hanging on for dear life whenever you're a pallbearer.
Dear
against
life.
that.
Palm Sungetti.
That's unfortunate. What?
Well, okay, who is most likely to become one of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world?
I don't really have the drive for that though. I don't want to become
You
one of the
would
biggest.
fall
is the
upon
thing.
it. You would fall upon like some money, whether it was unexpectedly or you worked really hard for it, and then like you would just invest so smart after that. Not to mention we have our brother, so
Yeah, it's true. Well, I would invest smart, yes, but I just don't have the drive to become one of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world. Like, I couldn't see that
Schmab
happening for
leading
me.
a company.
maybe Leighton.
Yeah.
I think Schmab.
I feel like Presley would invest in something like marshmallows and Bitcoin, and then just kind of drop out of the market. But
He would invest.
like
Wait.
go big on one thing.
yeah,
not a
toilet,
company.
like toilet paper.
this is going to be the next big thing. You're going to listen to a Gary Vee podcast and then like just invest all of your money in one thing
Presley's,
and drop.
Presley's too paranoid to invest everything into one something.
Yeah, so just
He might
true.
invest it
Yeah.
all into like one mutual fund,
Yeah.
but
get a diversified portfolio, my guy.
I'm already investing, but that's over time. Like I've already
Yeah.
got my retirement planned out.
Well, that's good.
If I'm tells you how prepared I am. But no, I would never put it all in one thing. If I ever was to do that, like be entrepreneur, like 24/7, I don't know. I don't see me doing that anytime soon.
Who would you say?
I couldn't do that.
Probably you or
Yeah.
Leighton with his video game career.
I don't know if I could start a company with that though.
No, not necessarily. It doesn't have to be a company startup. Could just be
Oh.
yourself.
Oh,
Being a professional video gamer. Hope y'all
No,
can't
have-
hear my stomach rumble.
No,
But
like,
being a
have-
professional video gamer, that's kind of entrepreneurial.
or like, have you seen Shark Tank and whatnot? Like,
Yeah.
you just be Mark Cuban. Just own stuff.
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, don't you like that? It's simple. Just be Mark Cuban. There you go.
Your voice just kept getting higher.
All right.
Sound like Pinocchio.
Next.
I do have. Who is most likely to not just have a kid, but to then name their kid a crazy name?
You?
I'm gonna name my son Peter.
That's not.
Why is that weird?
Peter Parker.
It's not weird though. We're
Crazy
talking
name.
like some Elon Musk.
No, I'm,
like,
I'm
naming.
talking about like not you name your
Yeah.
son
Oh,
Peter.
they were like name my son literally XYZ.
It doesn't have to be that crazy, but just you name your kid something bizarre.
Oh, I got something. So obviously my last name's Hood. So first name boys, middle name in the.
Boys in the hood.
The boys in the. I love
No,
that.
all one word. Boys in the.
Boys in the.
Boys in the.
Boys in the.
Boys-
No
Boyzina.
middle name. First name is Boyzina.
And then middle name is neighbor.
What would be?
Boys in the neighborhood.
No, what would be great though is that like if for your middle name your parents were so nervous writing it they accidentally put the word space in the middle. So Zach Space Hood. Yeah. I thought it was funny.
I have another one that's just crazy. Who's most likely to like leave this country, go to a different one, and just like start speaking another language and just never come back?
Like just
Just randomly just
one
go
day
off.
up and leave.
So what I'm not
What
gonna say
is
that.
there? Do you have a reason for them leaving, or just?
No, I don't know. Whenever he said hood or whatever, he said it like in an accent, and it just made my mind go like, who would like
I would say either Zach or
just go to a
Presley,
new culture?
I would
because
wouldn't.
Zach
wouldn't
is
see
so
Presley.
Zach is so social.
yeah.
You could do that.
You would
but
meet-
Presley also. I think you would just be one to just be like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, you would.
I couldn't see Presley with that.
Why? I'm interested to see if it's for
You're
the
very
reason I disagree.
homebodied. Very
Yeah, I was gonna
homebodied.
say you seem very much like that, just homebodied, and you seem happy and comfortable here. You
America.
don't seem
But
yeah.
also,
Plus America.
You have talked about how you just want to like sometimes just live off in the middle of nowhere.
You can do that
On
here.
a private
Yeah, you can do that in
island.
America.
You can, but what if you just live far away from just anybody? You didn't want anybody to know where you lived, and you didn't
Oh,
want to be
I'll
around
have
anybody.
that too.
That's called Montana.
That's yeah.
I don't
Well,
know anybody from Montana,
The
so
thing for me though is that like I have considered heavily before. How do I put this? There have been times that I've been so tested about like our culture here and like aspects that I hate of it that I've considered like moving to another country to invest in myself to be alone and find myself in ways that I wouldn't being distracted here, like with social media and stuff. And I know that sounds like so like down to earth, like toes
social
in the
media is
dirt
everywhere,
kind of
though.
thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I
You
don't
have to
know.
go to,
Like,
a third world country
Like to
get away from
reground
social
myself.
media.
Not
Well,
anything like that, but just like I don't
Just
know,
different.
Mexico.
Well, I've-
maybe
I
go
have
to
news.
Europe.
Mexico is a third world country.
If you want to,
They're not a third
if you want to find yourself,
Yes, it is.
I found you. You're right
Mexico is
here.
a third world country. I hate to break it to you. There are parts of
found
Mexico
you.
that are really nice, but it's a third world country.
It's a third world country.
Most countries in the world are.
Oh.
Well, maybe not. A lot of countries in the world are. Well, I think you could say
I think
most.
the majority.
It's hard to find a
wouldn't
first
know
world
that.
country outside of like U.S., Canada, and Europe. There are some. There's not a ton.
I would have.
Yeah, it's a third world country. There are some nice parts of
I've
Mexico.
never-
there are.
Yeah, I've
but-
never thought of it that way.
thought?
But
Go to Mexico City. You'll see.
never been there.
I saw a wreck the other day.
Whoa.
Oh, what
That's
caused
Oh, yeah,
it?
your car wreck. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was going. I was going to get lunch, and there was a car that was parallel parked on the side of the road, and so they were trying to get out, like onto the main road.
Yeah.
Just this big old bus was driving. I guess they didn't look, and so they just pulled out into the road, and then just bam, and you could see like the front of their car just tear off.
Jeez,
Like at the
dude.
end of the road, yeah. I mean, no one was injured. Perfectly, everyone
that
was
part's
perfectly
good.
fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Life be crazy.
Well, the thing is, the woman got out of the car and she looked like just like mad, like it wasn't her fault.
What?
Right?
What's her name? Karen.
Probably.
yeah.
Like
Gotta
that.
love
Just
that.
like I hate it. I hate it when people can't take blame for something they actually did.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Is that like one of your pet peeves?
That's like one of my pet peeves.
That's
like
fair.
just take up for it. You did it. Don't make excuses.
She got mad
Yeah.
because they hit her.
right. And in reality, you know what they probably did?
What?
They probably started their car, put it in reverse to get out, put it in drive, didn't even look.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's what most
Look.
people would do.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I apologize more often than not for things I don't do. Like,
Yeah.
as opposed to the other end of the spectrum, which is completely denying anything I've ever done wrong. Which can be just as bad depending on what I'm apologizing for, but...
Well, you're 100% a peacemaker, apparently. Going
Oh,
back
yeah.
to another podcast.
yeah. 100%.
True.
You know what? One of my biggest pet peeves, though, is... I'm just going to say it. Ratchet people.
Okay.
I cannot stand it. People,
Explain.
Okay, so what I consider to be a ratchet person is someone who thinks that they're just the best thing since sliced bread and hates other people, thinks that they're not just thinks that they're lesser than them, but also treats them as such.
Yeah.
And just that whole mentality of like, okay, you live in my world and you have to accommodate because I'm me, I'm gonna do me, and this is how it's gonna be. To an extent, I see the reason behind it, but to then make everyone lesser than you, that drives me crazy. I can't stand it.
A more healthy, I think, version of that would be like, yeah, I'm gonna live life the way I want to live it, but then how you treat other people, that's the part I'm not okay with.
Yeah, that's the main thing for me. Like, if you're gonna live your best life, and
Yeah.
like, I don't know how to put this. Like, do you and live like you're like a king or a queen, quote unquote. Like, do you? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just don't treat me like crap in the process because you think you're better than me, trying to help your own self-esteem. You know what I mean? That drives me crazy.
Yeah. Putting others down to pick yourself up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't stand it. And the same thing with boss queens. I hate that term being thrown around so much. Y'all never heard of that?
Maybe.
Not
Or
together.
Well, that's the nicer version of it. The other.
Oh, so yeah,
Oh.
yes. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
following.
So,
okay, now, yeah, I
like
get
a
it now.
bad,
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I can't stand
A
that
baddie.
because you know what? That's the same mentality. I don't know what that was. Hello, boo.
They don't like us.
Yeah, they don't like us. But like being a bad, you know what? That I just feel like that's putting other people down and putting
Yeah.
yourself above others because your own self-esteem sucks. Don't do that to people. You know what? You do suck now because you're a bad, you know what, a boss queen, whatever. I can't stand it. And it's like it's the audacity that people have.
I
to
just
do
feel
that.
sorry for those people.
Yeah.
I do
really
too,
do.
a little bit, and then like people, I guarantee you, people who claim that for themselves would listen to this and think, "Oh, I don't care what y'all think. Like it's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all think."
I think more people, this might be a little controversial, but I think some people need to start caring more about what other people think.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
100%.
Because in our
depending
society,
on the context,
like a lot of people are very self-conscious, so they're like, oh, just don't worry what other people think. But like I think sometimes you should, because like you're kind of representing yourself and your family, and you know, if you claim
Friends.
to your friends and who you identify with or whatever. So like you need to care how you're like perceived to an extent.
Also, as a Christian, you want to be a good
Yeah.
example, because you're representing
Right, exactly.
a lot of people.
Yes.
and you know what? That could be another pet peeve of mine as well. Is people who claim to represent the church and do nothing but not share God's love and put others down and use the religion as a weapon.
Only on
Oh,
Sundays.
exactly.
And it puts a really bad name on us. It really does. As
Oh, it
Christians.
does, yeah.
That's like, I would say a really big part of the reason why it's our culture and our religion is so hated. So
I have a story. So speaking to that, there was this lady, and it was like, I don't know, I was getting checked for like COVID or something like that, and I was sick, and I was trying to get an appointment or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
and
remember.
there's this lady there, and she was just so rude, like unbelievably rude, and like they wouldn't take her insurance or something like that, which was like really annoying, and she had to go somewhere else. So it was an inconvenience to her, and she was very upset about it. So she threw this huge fit and was complaining, and then in the next sentence starts talking about her life story and how she's like a Christian, and she's just, you know, this blah 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 blah, and she's just blah blah blah, and then she turns around and she's just going off on this lady, and I'm like, it just puts like a bad image to.
Yeah, like cussing up and down.
Yeah.
And wasn't it a
Yeah.
lobby
She
full
actually
of
was.
a lobby full of people?
This one I'm thinking of no, but there's been many instances where this has happened. Just around here, I feel like that's common. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to church on Sunday, and then they
That's it.
curse out the lady at the drive-through or
Just
whatever.
When people claim to be something, and
Yeah,
They're really
and they're
not.
really not nice at
and
all.
you know, the other thing is too, and Evan, I know you and I have talked about this a lot, is it like being a Christian, like calling ourselves Christians, is admitting to ourselves that we are not enough and that we do need a higher power, which is to us God.
We believe in Christ and we need Christ, yes.
And we need him. And it's not to put others down, to put ourselves above other people. That's the whole point of our religion, in my opinion, just to share God's love. So anyways, I don't want to get all into that, but that's really a big thing for me.
Oh, no, I fully agree with that. No, Leighton, what you were talking about with just people, like, some that annoys me is when people are all, like, together at a group and everyone's having a good time, or at least pretending to have a good time, and then someone gets up, walks away, and then someone's just like, man, I hate that person. I can't stand that person. It's just like...
Yeah.
I don't like it when people do that. Like it's one thing if someone asks you and you're like, you know what, I'm not really a big fan of that person. Like, you know, this part bugs me. But to just go off unprovoked about how you hate this person or whatever. And Shmevid, from all the looks, it seems like you have a story.
well, yeah, I think I've told it on the podcast before.
Have you?
Yeah,
think
pretty
maybe
sure.
I have.
I'll just like tell
Just
the
say it
brief
again.
Story.
Yeah, just do it.
Basically, I was 16, 17, one of those ages, over at a friend's house, and and we were all just talking. One of them was gonna act like he was leaving, but he acted like he was leaving. Closed the door, and one of the friends couldn't see him because he was faced the other way from where the door was.
I remember
He
now.
just started tearing into this guy that left, that faked like he was leaving, because the guy that faked like he was leaving was gonna scare him. He just started tearing into him, and then his face got just blood red. Nobody else was saying a word, and then finally he realized he was there.
Serves him right.
Yeah, serves
I mean,
him right.
honestly.
We didn't see that coming at all. No. We're like, what are you doing? This
That's
guy's our
awful.
friend. Yeah.
Hey.
You know what I really hate though? I hate when people are wanting a product and they're going and they're gonna pay full price for this product, but they have the opportunity to have a discount and have free shipping and stuff like that, and they don't take advantage of it.
I can't tell you how many times that's happened with... Sorry, Mom. You do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my mom.
Well, Manscaped has been nice enough to help us out and help people
That is
that watch
also
our
true.
podcast out to give
yeah.
us a discount code for people to use to get 20% off their products. So support for The Awkward Tapes is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with its exclusive offers for you. Get 20% off and worldwide shipping with the code awkward at manscaped.com. And guys, do you remember how many balls that is?
8
million balls. Y'all are doing way too much.
It's like a circus.
Thanks to Manscaped, you can get your ducks in a row.
Oh, that was pretty good.
But
Dad
yeah,
joke.
so it's been about a month now since they sent us the Performance Package 4.0.
Yep.
Reviews. What do we think?
It was great.
Glorious.
Yeah.
Everything that was in that package, we've really enjoyed.
Yeah, when we started doing this podcast, we thought like, oh, it'd be cool to have sponsors one day, and like, well, I would only want to endorse something that I tested and believed in and used, and
You're wasting it.
where is that going other than my computer? But this has been tested by us, and we do love it.
Right.
And it is genuine.
All right. So, favorite product so far
Out of all of this?
Out of all of it.
Oh,
Zach.
I gotta go. The oh my gosh, the crop preserving ball deodorant.
Oh,
dude, that
really?
has helped me with my chafing so much. Like I do have a chafing issue, and it helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, it smells good too, and it's great. I love it. That's been my favorite so far.
Presley, what about you?
Hang on, I'm trying to get his favorite
sorry.
product off my screen.
No. This is the crop reviver.
I'm just going to be basic and say the lawnmower itself.
Oh, that's very fair.
That's good.
Oh,
It has multiple uses, including my face, which is now shaved
Yeah.
by that. So,
But
there you go.
recommend you disinfecting it before
Yeah.
you shave your face with
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
Let's
Be
you want
smart.
to wash
Be
it.
smart.
Yes.
It is water resistant, so you can't clean it off between shaves. So,
Yeah.
While those two are very good, and I love the lawnmower, mine's actually the weed whacker.
I know that was gonna be mine.
Yeah. I love the weed whacker. And I didn't realize, like, kind of what you've said. You can, like, right after you do it, you, like, breathe better,
yeah.
which is
the
pretty
nose hair
cool.
trimmer for those that don't know.
Yeah, weed whacker's the ear and nose hair trimmer. But that's probably my favorite.
I didn't
Same.
realize how
Same.
much I
So-
did need that.
yeah.
It's just so easy, and I thought like I was kind of scared to put it in my nose because like what if it nicks me, and it just doesn't.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, like, and I'm just gonna put this out here. When you purchase the product and you use that code or any product from their website, which are all great, you are not only helping them out, but you're also really helping us out. So I feel like it's a really great give or take, especially with the situation we're in. Like, you are helping us help them, and they are helping us. So whenever you can, just go on their website, pick out a product, and you'd be really doing us a big favor.
Yeah, just
Using
use
code
code
awkward, right, Schmev?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. But yeah, I really didn't realize how much of a difference like the razor, the lawnmower 4.0 would be, and the weed whacker and whatever else until we actually got it. But like, I can't go back to any razor now.
Yeah.
I'm using Manscaped for however long I can.
I definitely think you should get the performance package too, because you might find something that you really like that you didn't think that you would like, or like didn't think
Yeah.
you would ever use or
Right.
need. Kind of like
Totally
your
agree.
ball deodorant.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have ever went out seeking for that, but you found that really helpful,
Right.
and you would
And-
never know.
And yeah, just to be honest, I did make fun of it at first, and I am eating my words now because I use it almost every day. Almost.
I had never heard of such a thing, and I was like,
No,
oh,
I-
deodorant. We start reading the instructions. I was like,
This is
okay.
fun. Yeah,
And, yeah.
that's cool.
It did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it turned out to be nice.
yeah. What?
Did you say your favorite?
Again, the weed whacker,
whacker.
the
Oh,
nose,
weed whacker,
the nose hair
okay.
trimmer. I mean, all of it's good. I don't have any complaints for anything. It's all really good.
Underrated product is the bag.
The bag is nice. I like the
Yeah.
bag. The bag is definitely underrated.
Right.
I'm a big fan of it.
We highly recommend Manscaped, not just because they've been supporting us, but because they have insanely good products. So you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code awkward at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use code awkward. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Thank you for the duck. All right, so when I heard that we were going to be doing pet peeves, or that it would be brought up, I thought of one because we did this once before and I didn't get to bring it up. And I don't know why this is such a big pet peeve for me, but it just irritates me when I'm driving and I'm on the road and I see a car in front of me and it has a bunch of bumper stickers. I don't know why. It drives me crazy. Like, even just seeing like more than 4 or something, I'm just like, nope, you're done. I'm tired of seeing it. It's too many. You're ruining your car. I'm not okay with this.
Is there a good amount that's acceptable?
Like 3 or less.
3 or less. I agree with
You
that.
can have a couple. That's fine. I understand.
But when it's like
just
covered...
even if they're all things that I agree with, even if it's like, oh, the awkward tapes is great. Oh, I love Jesus. Even if it's those things. I'm like, if you have 20 of those, I'm like, I don't like it.
And it's distracting.
It is.
And yeah, I feel like there's also a certain kind of person that puts that many bumper stickers.
Exactly.
In their car.
Yes.
And they all are associated poorly in my book. So yeah, I would agree. I hate it too.
Yeah.
It's no.
I saw one bumper sticker, not in person, but I saw it as a meme one time, and it as you get closer, it's easier to read, and it says, "Do you follow Jesus this closely?"
That's funny.
Yeah, okay, that one I would find acceptable. And another thing too, and it's funny, is that I talked to my classmate Ryan about this. He's my ex-military, and he always talks about like safety. And one of the things he had mentioned was that like bumper stickers tell you way too much about another person's life. He said, let's just run down the most common bumper stickers. Let's just say your kid goes to an elementary school, and now you have that on your car. People know where your kid goes now. Let's say you have a certain political view, and you put on a president bumper sticker on your car. People will hate you for that. Regardless of what it is, some people are gonna hate you for that. Let's just say you have those cute little those bumper stickers of the family and like how many kids and dogs you have.
Oh my gosh.
Now people know how many kids you have. Let's say you put on your neighborhood watch bumper sticker. Now people know what neighborhood you're in. There is so much that can be told through bumper stickers that you don't realize people are gaining information on.
Thank you so much for sharing this.
Yeah, I just added a new paranoia for you.
Oh no.
You will never have another bumper sticker.
No, not that I do now.
I'm surprised you've never thought about that.
Yeah. But it's just a lot to be told.
No, that's very true. The only bumper sticker I have in my car is one for school, and that's just because I had to have it. But no, like you said, for parking, you had to have it.
Oh,
you had to have it on your car.
stupid.
Yeah, it's not optional.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't go there. Ew,
It's
I would just get a magnet.
no,
You
all
did
college-
for a semester, technically.
All colleges.
Well, it was online.
Yeah,
so.
true.
Dude, you know what I hate? Is when bosses act like dictators.
Yes.
Thought you were going to say something
Same.
else, but that too.
That too. Throw that in there.
I mean, it's a name.
Same thing.
It
Same
is
thing.
a name.
Yep.
When they act like that.
When they act like a bunch of Richards.
Like, everyone is
Yeah.
there for the same reason. We're all just there to get money and support whatever we're supporting, whether it's family or ourselves or whatever.
Or if it's a job you actually care about, you're trying to do a good job, represent well, then put a good day's work in.
Like micromanaging, is that what you're getting into?
Yeah, I
or-
guess
Yeah,
so.
that
And
can
just
be annoying.
like I feel like a boss should lead and lead by example. And when they're doing that, they're just making people feel just terrible, and like that's not good. That's not fun with work. Like,
I mean, I've shared with y'all
More
some of
stressful.
yeah, it's stressful too.
Yeah. Thankfully, this is not the case anymore, but I've shared with y'all some horror stories. I've worked a few office jobs at this point, and I've told y'all about some I've had in the past that are very much like that, very down-putting, but just tried to keep in mind, like, you know, they're probably doing that because they're dealing with some insecurity, or maybe they're under pressures that I don't understand.
So
There's a lot of layers to it.
one thing I would add to that, and shout out Pop's dad, I love you. My dad does tend to micromanage, and I love him anyways, but here's the reasoning behind it, especially I would say at jobs he's at least had in the past. It's never about not trusting someone to do something. It's just making sure that someone else is not creating more work for you. You know what I mean? So if you explain to someone how to do something and how to do it properly, even if it should be known, you at least know that you told them, and you don't have to worry nearly as much about it as a boss. And so there is like two sides to that. Now, I believe he does it in a much more loving way than people mostly put micromanaging. And even that might be a derogatory term, but
Yeah,
I get it, you know?
That sounds more like more upfront instruction.
Yeah, maybe more structural teaching way of leadership. So I don't know. There's give or take, and I feel like there's a lot of different variations of that word thrown around.
Because micromanaging lends itself to, I don't trust you to do this right. I need to make sure you do this.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, why?
He doesn't really do that.
Why would you want that stress in your life? Why am I here? If you're just going to make sure I do it, then you might as well have done it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a good mindset to have when you're a boss is you're working with them. They're not working for you.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Even good ones. Like, I've got a lot of good ones now that I can go to and that are very open about it. And I don't know. Maybe that was just meant to be my earlier experiences so that I would appreciate this so much.
Yeah.
Because it makes a big difference in your day-to-day life.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
When I had that internship last year, remember the internship I had last year? It was cool and good for the most part, but the person over it, like, legitimately scared people. Like,
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
Oh, man. If you messed up just a little bit, he would tear into you.
Yep.
And that was especially for me and my other people that were interns. We were doing that for free. We were just doing it because we had to do it in order to graduate. I have to have 3 internships before I graduate.
Yeah.
We were doing that for free. I'm like, man, if we mess up, we mess up. This is what it's about. We're getting experience with this internship. We're learning how to do things to further our career.
Yeah.
Just help us out. Teach us. You don't have to just tear into us. I hate that.
I loved my old boss at the audio shop I used to work at. He was awesome. I mean, I could crack a joke with him. He was really good to be around. He led, and he also threw out customers for me. It was awesome.
That's amazing.
I never had to speak up to someone. They're like, "Oh, I gotta speak to your boss." Okay. Matthew.
Yeah.
He was awesome. I loved him. So yeah, there are good bosses out there.
For sure, yes.
There's hope, people.
There's hope.
Yeah.
A lot of times I feel like people they feel like they have to put up with it. You really don't.
No, you don't.
No.
You can go somewhere else.
Don't let your self-worth be like deprecated because of someone else.
And that goes back
That
to
may
when
not
we
be
were
the right word.
talking to being a bad, you know what? It's like, that's a healthy level to where, like, I care about myself enough to where I don't think I want to go into this every day just to get chewed out.
Exactly.
And, assuming you're working hard, then that's when that's appropriate.
And that's the other half of it, the healthy aspect, knowing your self-worth and having like knowing what you deserve as a person. So, yeah.
I'll kick this off into the next pet peeve. It drives me crazy when I see people like that who have a lot of potential but don't stick up for themselves.
Oh yeah, that drives me crazy.
Especially because I have been in that, I feel like, in that position sometimes.
Yeah. And have you guys ever read George Orwell's Animal Farm?
I don't read.
I know about it. I haven't read. I want to read it.
I can't read.
It is a really good book. I enjoy. I can't read.
I know about. Is it like Napoleon the Pig?
I don't remember the name of the pig, but
No, that's Napoleon the Dynamite.
No. That was a great book too. Obviously, a book and not a movie in Idaho.
Absolute cult classic. No, there was this animal referred to in the book. Now, if you haven't read the book, it's basically supposed to be a rendition of working class people as farm animals. And there was this talk about the workhorse in the book, and he worked the hardest. He absolutely pulled have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule?
Yes.
20% of the people do 80% of the work. That was the working horse. He did all of the work for most of the farm. And his work was never seen, but because it added up to the majority, he was never given credit for it. And eventually, he worked himself to death. And he got sent away. And then the farm fell for it. Or fell because of it, if I'm not mistaken. I could be getting that ending wrong. But anyways, that just comes to the rule of comes to that thought of there are people that work so hard. And Shmev, what are you doing?
Shmev is doing his normal thing to where you shows a random picture.
Random pictures to throw us off.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Shmev might be our host. He's not a good listener. You know what? My pet peeve, people don't listen. People who distract from the show.
You know what I hate? Showrunners.
Honestly, same.
They suck.
I hate myself.
Basically,
all right.
wow.
No,
That's pet peeve.
My pet peeve is me.
Pet peeve.
That we need to talk
Let's
about
get on
that.
that.
I was going to say
Tear into me.
Why do
Can
you
we talk
want us
about pretty
to?
people's pet peeves?
pretty people's pet peeves. Oh, I will say just real quick, as we're on the topic of pet peeves, my mom would smack me if I don't give it. The first time we did this, she was like, "How did nobody mention wet socks?" She's like, "Wet socks are the ultimate pet peeve," and I'm like,
yeah.
I don't like them. I didn't see them as the ultimate pet peeve, but. Shout out to mom,
That's
because
fair.
you got on me for that. You were like, "How did you not mention wet socks?"
Wet sleeves. When you're washing
Oh,
your
yeah.
hands.
That's well.
Oh,
That may or may not be worse.
It depends on the environment.
I always have wet socks by the end of the day. So,
You mean
What?
from like sweat?
What?
yeah.
What?
Goodness gracious.
I'm wearing shoes all day long.
Yeah.
I'm wearing shoes.
I could have just left it there.
I'm wearing shoes.
People have those.
I'm wearing some right now, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
you
all right.
are?
I know.
What was your last one, Evan? Before you were
Oh, I was just gonna say just how you mentioned George Orwell. He's a really interesting guy. I remember learning about him and just his upbringing and his beliefs and stuff, and just Animal Farm, 1984. He's had some really interesting stuff.
1984 is supposed to be terrifying.
Shmev.
What?
He didn't do it that time.
Do it.
Oh, he didn't.
I
Sorry. I thought you were showing Presley something.
I was just thinking about the last picture he showed me.
See, so it was Shmev.
That was like 5 minutes ago.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
my-
okay, the one of, if not my biggest pet peeve, and I tend to try to forget this because it legitimately bothers me so much, and it's not the thing in the car where they're recording themselves. It's when people are bad with communicating. I hate that.
Well,
Yeah.
Like over text, person? What do you mean? Like, what's an
not
example of bad
necessarily-
communication?
Like, let's say when I was a supervisor at the store we worked at,
Yeah.
and people, like, I had no problem if you were going to be a few minutes late because, it happens. And most of the time, like, we have people there to cover anyway. And so it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. But when people would show up 30 minutes late and they never called, they never said a word. And so for 30 minutes, I'm trying to figure out where they are and I'm calling them, no response. It's stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in communicating, like relationships and stuff like that. You need to communicate in relationships.
Oh, have
I
to.
have literally stopped talking to someone
yeah,
because they
yeah.
were so bad with
At
communicating. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Because
I remember
it-
a couple examples of that.
Yeah. Presley,
Wow.
over text, you suck.
Me?
Yes.
I do?
Yes.
Why?
I've said this since I met you.
Really?
You were one of the worst texters
You serious?
I have ever met.
You know I have a
You-
day job.
You didn't when you were 19.
No. Have I always been a bad
Yes.
texter?
Oh, you
I did
just
not
mean
know
like
this.
how quickly you respond to something.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Or-
you're not a bad communicator.
Oh, okay. See, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
It's just not quick enough for you.
You just
Okay.
yeah. You just said text and it reminded me of it.
Oh.
So
That's my
I
bad.
have
That's my
literally
fault.
texted you and haven't gotten a response until like 2 or 3 days later. And I'm like, how do you even do that?
My
Because we always have our phone on us.
Because I'll see it and I'll be in the middle of something, or I'll see it on my watch. That's might be what's getting me into trouble. Is I'll see it on my watch, think, oh, okay, I'm gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna
done that.
respond. I open it, so I don't have the notification anymore.
Yeah.
It's just lost in my messages from everyone else texting me. I think that's how that happens.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sorry. I'm going to do
you
better.
never do that with me. I mean, no offense, Shmev. You just
yeah,
like me.
he said that too. He's like, I've said it to him before. I'm like, Presley is the worst texter.
yeah,
and he's like, he doesn't do it to me.
What's happened before in the past is that you were on Xbox. You're like, man, Presley hasn't responded to this in like 2 days. I'm like, hold on, let me text him. 2 seconds later, he responds to me.
It's because he's
Wait. That's because you're both on Xbox, and that means it's towards the end of the day, which means I'm not in the middle of
That's
something.
also true.
Yeah.
But for
I
me,
did this to you, didn't I? You texted me a video of like Presley thought type things, and I didn't respond till like a day later. And what's funny is we were both on Xbox the previous day talking, and you didn't call me out on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's completely different though, because that's not asking you a question or whatever. That was me sending you a funny video. So I mean, that's just you get around to it when you get around. It's not like I was asking you like, Presley, my house is on fire. I need a place to stay tonight.
Okay,
Can I stay
yeah.
with you?
is an example right now, not you, someone else.
thank
I'm trying,
goodness.
and I'm not going to give the full information because I'm trying to like work something out with someone over the summer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Around the realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so me and this guy talked about this thing for a couple weeks, and he was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. You're gonna be on board. You're gonna help us out.
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet. He said, all right, I need your help on this to send it to my boss so we can talk, so we can like make this thing like official. Haven't heard a word from him in a month. I've
love
sent
that.
him text, emails. I've called him. I've called his office. Nothing in the last month.
I'm not that bad.
Is he
No.
dead?
I hope not. But it's bad, and it's starting to really make me mad because
That's just bad.
It's really bad.
Well, just assume benefit of the doubt,
Nope.
but
No, the
After a
thing
month.
is, and I'll explain more after, but his job, it's part of his job to do this.
Guilty until proven innocent in this case.
But Zach, being the
Oh.
peacemaker, is like, oh, maybe he's got a lot
I
going
always
on.
give people the benefit of the doubt because you know
Maybe-
what? All they can do is, well, disappoint me. But
Maybe, wow. Maybe
And that's a
he's
great note to
dead.
end on.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess we're done.
Evan's like, I'm hungry. Let's go get some food.
That's
Is-
exactly what
Holy
I'm thinking.
moly!
Honest-
It's 9:00.
Is it really?
Oh, Presley. It's an hour and a half. Presley.
Also,
that's
if-
Presley's
Oh, it's
bedtime.
past Presley's bedtime.
Also,
yeah.
if y'all, in case you probably have noticed, we had to change scenery
Oh,
today
yeah.
due
Oh,
to
yeah.
construction
Literally.
in our old room. So,
And this
keep you updated.
may be like this for a couple more episodes too.
Yeah.
So, but as soon as we can, we'll be back in that other room.
And hopefully my stomach will stop growling.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. But you guys keep in mind when we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we will be putting out merch.
Yep.
Official.
Yes,
And
sir.
it looks great. Evan did a great job. It was amazing.
So 1,000
That
subs.
sounded so sarcastic,
merch.
but I promise it wasn't.
It kind of did, but
No, he did a really good job.
Throw your hands up. Put your head to the shot.
We can't wait
head
for
to the
y'all to see
side.
it.
We'll call it
That
the
needs to be the thumbnail.
call it the schmear.
It's the thumbnail. The schmear.
What else? Yeah, use our code awkward at manscaped.com to get
Really
20%
does.
off and free shipping. It helps us out and it helps Manscaped out. And it would help you out because Manscaped's products are so amazing. Right?
It's a win-win-win.
Help me, help them, help you.
Exactly.
follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all those
Yes.
things.
Make
All
sure
the
to do
things.
that.
Fly a flag that says "I love awkward tapes."
Yeah.
Yes, do that.
Yeah. Anything else, guys?
Go Vols.
Yeah. Go
Sure.
balls. Sure. All right.
Go
Well,
Warriors this playoffs.
Oh, good luck.
yeah.
Go
Yeah, I know,
Daniel
yeah.
Ricciardo.
Why'd you say
Who
it
is
like
that?
that?
Is that the F1 racer?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like that guy.
Daniel
Layton's into
Yeah.
F1.
Go McLaren.
All right, we're done. Bye.
All right. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you guys for joining us for a session of awkwardness.